Hey there, welcome to this episode. I'm so glad you are here. This episode I'm calling What Your Toilet Paper Says About Your Money Consciousness. We're talking a little bit of TP, folks. So, you know, how did you grow up with toilet paper? Now, I know that sounds funny, but think about when you were a kid. Were you at home and you were the kid who was like, okay, I can only use, so much toilet paper. I'd be mindful. I'm not going to use a whole lot here, just as much as I need, right? Because, we're going to run out. We might have to go to the store and get more. Was the toilet paper kind of flimsy? It was always falling apart. Was it soft? Was it scratchy? Was it thin? Was it plush? Was it cushiony? Could you use as much as you wanted to? Did it never even cross your mind about how much toilet paper you were using or you weren't using, or where toilet paper even came from, or how your mom had to go to the store and buy more toilet paper, or only buy toilet paper when it was on sale? Yeah. Think about all of that, because you know what? Most people I talk with, they've got toilet paper stories. Just look at the pandemic, right? 2020. People running to the stores, rushing around, running out to buy toilet paper, buying out the stores, filling grocery carts with toilet paper. Toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I get it. It's a funny sort of a topic, but this was really just hitting home for me because toilet paper, something we all have in our lives, in this culture anyway, and we use multiple times a day. We have stories about our toilet paper. And our toilet paper stories show us our programming around money and our money consciousness and our money frequency. Now let's dive into this. So I remember as a kid growing up, and I was always very aware of okay, just use this much toilet paper. You don't need to use a whole bunch more than this, right? Use just enough toilet paper to get the job done. And sometimes maybe even that was a little bit of a stretch. I was wanting to use more, but I don't want to waste this toilet paper. I don't want to use too much toilet paper. Now, I didn't grow up in what I would call a poor household, right? We always had what we needed. There was money. I had food on the table, warm, comfortable, light, electricity, water, all the things. We even lived in what I considered to be a really nice house. And it is a very nice house still. My parents still live there. And property, like 10 acres. Now it's even 12 acres. My parents bought more land. And I remember though, because I would then help with chores. And part of the chores was okay, go and get toilet paper and restock the bathrooms. And I have specific memories of times when, hey, we ran out of toilet paper. And I was like, okay, I have to use Kleenex. And I'm grade school and middle school and even, after this, then into high school. But we ran out of toilet paper. But the story I had, looking into this, was, we ran out of toilet paper. It wasn't even we can't afford toilet paper. But it was just, we ran out of toilet paper and, no one's going to the store for a while and we don't want to run out of toilet paper. And that's inconvenient for my parents to go get more toilet paper. And we want to manage this and be mindful of this toilet paper. But we ran out. I have this specific memory. So it's so interesting about our programming. And so I was always then very careful of don't waste the toilet paper. Don't waste the toilet paper. Just use what you need. And not that we couldn't afford toilet paper or anything like that. But I also know we did not buy the nicest toilet paper, right? The thickest, the softest, the most absorbent, the kind that doesn't shred and fall apart. No, we got fairly inexpensive toilet paper, or toilet paper that was also on sale. So yeah, I have money stories around toilet paper as well as that, okay, buy toilet paper. Early life programming, buy generally the inexpensive toilet paper. We can't afford to have the really, really good toilet paper. Don't use a lot of it because we don't want to run out. That might happen, but also, hey, then we got to go buy more. And hey, if we're already buying kind of the lower end toilet paper, well, maybe we don't want to waste our money on having to buy more toilet paper than we actually need because, maybe we just don't have money to invest in that toilet paper in that way. We need that money for other things. Stories. I see this in my childhood, and I can't hear my mom or my dad ever saying this, but I see that this is how I felt. And it was funny. I hadn't thought about this for years. So any of this ringing a bell with you? Just curious. I mean, gosh, everybody's got their toilet paper stories. What they grew up with as a kid and then what they do now as an adult. It's fascinating. But this came up for me, oddly enough, when I was pregnant. So this was in 2022. And, I didn't have anything really come up 2020 with the pandemic. I was just like, I buy toilet paper. I buy now like good, nice, plush, wonderful, higher quality toilet paper. But when it was in 2022 and I'm pregnant, okay, and you know what? I gotta go to the bathroom a lot. There's a lot of pressure on my bladder, right? So I'm going to the bathroom way more often than I used to because I'm pregnant, right? I'm drinking a lot more liquids and then I've got, somebody sitting on my bladder. So I go a lot more. And we're going through a lot of toilet paper, way more than we normally are. And all of a sudden, I've got stories coming up when I'm in the bathroom and I need the toilet paper. And I'm like, don't use too much, Teal. Oh my gosh, Teal, you are using so much toilet paper. Oh, Teal, stop using so much toilet paper. Like, can you use just a few less squares? Like, okay, count the squares. You get 4. Well, fold them this way and it'll make it stretch farther. Fold them this way, it'll work better. You won't have to use as much. Oh, we shouldn't be buying so much toilet paper. Oh gosh, that's a lot we're spending on toilet paper. Whoa, totally shocked and surprised me that I was having these stories come up about toilet paper of all things. And I'm like, look at this programming that has been in me for decades now that I didn't even realize around scarcity and toilet paper. Because this is really what I'm talking about. Money consciousness, but scarcity. See, this is the thing. Most of us go through life with a scarcity consciousness, not a prosperous, abundant, wealthy consciousness. Our programming is about scarcity, and it's hidden in funny little ways, just like I'm talking about with toilet paper. Because seriously, do you consciously go and sit and look at your toilet paper and be like, oh, yeah, I've got a scarcity around toilet paper. I've got a low money consciousness. I'm not in a high money frequency. No, but when something triggers and suddenly you're like, oh gosh, I have a scarcity consciousness around this thing. And it may not necessarily be toilet paper, maybe something else, but you don't even realize it. Scarcity hides in plain sight, but we are so unaware of it, just like the toilet paper. And this is just one example I'm sharing with you. Take the toilet paper even a step further. Do you buy the cheap stuff? Do you buy the luxury stuff? Do you buy in bulk? Do you buy individual packs? Do you buy eco-conscious or not? Or whatever. Looking at your toilet paper. What does your toilet paper tell you about your values and your prosperity consciousness? Are you okay to spend whatever amount it is on the toilet paper you like because that's the toilet paper you like? Are you counting the squares, right? How are you managing your toilet paper? Look at that relationship and see what stories it tells you about money and scarcity in your life. Are you a good steward of the toilet paper? Or are you in scarcity? Don't use too much toilet paper because you know what? This is from trees and we don't want to cut down trees and deforest the planet. And that's bad for the planet and global warming and industry. And this toilet paper had to come on a truck and deliver to us. You know, that's greenhouse gases and that's fuel and pollution and energy and electricity. And that's bad for the environment and on and on and on it goes. You see how you can go down the rabbit hole with this and it's just toilet paper. Are you being a good steward? Or are you in scarcity, right? Is this about you taking care of the planet so you don't use too much toilet paper? Or are you actually in scarcity? Because, oh, yep, I want to protect the planet to not use too much, but at the same time, also, yeah, I don't want to be spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on toilet paper every couple months. One or the other? Both? Some other different stories? What is this showing to you? Now, it's not just with toilet paper though. This comes up in so many areas of life where are your hidden scarcity stories? Where is your scarcity programming hidden? And it's in plain sight. Look at things in every day. You have favorite outfits you like to wear, certain clothes, they feel good, you like them, like that one top you love to wear during the summer. You love, love, love it, but you save it for when? When you go out, to go shopping or have a fun weekend, maybe go out to dinner, go to the grocery store, go exploring, go on vacation. How much do you wear it at home when you're just doing your everyday things at home? If you're sitting at your computer all day and it's just you, do you put on the things that you love and you feel good in, or do you save them for a time when you're going to be out and about, seen by others, when it's special? Do you use your favorite dishes, or do you save your china for only special occasions? This is all scarcity programming. Saving things for later, making things be only use it when it's special. This is all scarcity programming, that there's not enough to go around. Why can't everything be special? What if everything is special? What if everything is beautiful and you love it and use it as it's meant to every day? Not saving it for later or saving it for special occasions. That is scarcity thinking. Saving is scarcity thinking. Saving is scarcity programming. Not to say that all saving is bad, but just look at it for also what it is with your intention. Why are you saving this piece of clothing, this china, this food even? Like, you've got some delicious food in your refrigerator. You know what? But oh, yep, I'm going to eat these peaches that are starting to go. They're really ripe and they're starting to go. I'm going to eat them first. So, they're kind of soft and, yeah, they're okay. But they're going to probably get moldy here real soon. So I'm going to eat those first and I'm going to save the other peaches, the really, really good peaches, for tomorrow. Scarcity thinking. Scarcity thinking. This is scarcity consciousness. This isn't prosperity consciousness. This isn't you in abundant and wealthy thinking and programming. But it hides. It hides in plain sight. What about toothpaste? Just use enough toothpaste, not too much. Dental floss. Oh, just, 18 inches, not an inch more. And be careful. Don't whip it off that spool. Tape, glue, paper, soap. So many things in our lives, like don't use too much, right? Don't use too much. Just enough. That's wasteful. Look at all these areas in your life, Oh, make your car trip efficient, right? Do a whole bunch of errands all in one trip. That way you save gas. Scarcity thinking. Scarcity consciousness, right? Scarcity consciousness. All in plain sight with just how we even go through our day. How about this? This is a big one. Okay, you leave a room, you turn off the lights, right? You don't have all the lights on. You turn off the water when you're brushing your teeth, when you're, don't need to use the water anymore. You don't run it. Just have the water running. Save water, save power, right? Shut the door. Don't let the air conditioning and cold air out. Air conditioning is going to have to work harder, cost us more money, draws more on the power plant, uses more electricity. That's wasteful. I go back again to this idea, especially when it comes to power and water, things like that, where yes, it does have an environmental impact. I mean, everything has an environmental impact. It impacts our world, our universe. But we get into, okay, I'm going to turn off the water while I'm brushing my teeth, right? Because I'm then a good steward, right? I'm not wasting natural resources and I'm being a good steward. That's good for the environment. And, right, we feel good about that. Wonderful. But you know what? Even being a good steward can also be scarcity mindset, scarcity programming. Because in truth, you always have more than enough of everything you need. This is given from the universe. The universe energetically delivers everything we need when we need it in response to our frequency. So if you are programming and in the frequency of, yes, I always have more than enough water and air and food and everything that I need, the universe responds and creates that in 3D in your life. But if you are working from a place of, got to turn off the water because there's not enough water to go around, there's a drought, water's scarce, there's only so much water on the planet, we have more and more people. If you're working from, hey, I'm on a well, the well is going to run dry, the aquifer is going to run dry, the rivers are low, it's hot summer. Where are you working from? Scarcity frequency. So what is the universe then going to reflect and deliver to you? It's going to show you, yes, this is a scarce resource for you. This is a limited, finite resource for you. When in truth, here on this planet, if we were all holding in our consciousness, yes, hey, I have abundance of natural resources. We all have everything that we need. We all have air and water and clean food and water and all of the things that we need. Well, the universe is just going to reflect that to us and deliver and 3D print that in our lives. Consciousness. Everything is mental, so this is consciousness. The universe creates from our consciousness, reflects our consciousness. And if you're working from that place, then yes, you shall experience it. A reflection of your frequency. But if you're into shut off the water and don't waste it, well then yes, you are reaffirming what the world and society has taught you. That there's not enough, that everything is finite. Don't waste it. And that is scarcity thinking, scarcity frequency, scarcity programming. Now, there's the flip side with this, because yes, everything in the world, us included, all of creation is intended for use. But we are not to take more than we need. This is the law of reciprocity of life and Aini, described in another way, where what you give is what you receive. And that goes to also what I was talking about then with your frequency and your consciousness. What you give out in your consciousness and frequency is what you receive back. But also with Aini and reciprocity of life, the reciprocity of life is also about harmony. And you only take what you need. You don't hoard. You're not saving. You're not buying out all the toilet paper in the store. You just are using and taking what you need for you to feel good and peaceful and comfortable and exist and support you from a place of choosing love rather than a place of choosing fear. Because look at what all of this is. I'm only going to use so much toilet paper, or I better buy more because the store may run out, or I'm going to turn off the water, I'm going to shut off the lights because you know what? I need to save power that's finite. There's only so much to go around. That's all fear. If there's only so much to go around, well, then you are turning things off because you don't feel safe if you don't have those things. And you want to make sure you are safe, so you turn off the power. You shut off the lights. You turn off the water. You conserve the toilet paper. If there's not enough to go around and you need to survive, then your instinct is to conserve. Yet, there is more than enough to go around. The universe will continue to create and expand that for you, but you have to continue to create and expand it yourself with your consciousness. And that means prosperity consciousness. That is a consciousness of possibility. That is a consciousness of infinite and limitless and potential, not scarcity and finiteness and lack. And this is in all things, not just money, right? So if you have scarcity in one area of your life, it's also reflecting then in scarcity for you financially. So think about these hidden areas of scarcity in your life. Are you doing things to conserve, to save? And how is that energy feeling to you? Is this a loving energy when you're doing it, or is this a fearful energy when you're doing it? Is this an, okay, I have used what I need to support me now, and I'm done? So I stop using this resource. I turn off the water while I'm brushing my teeth. I've filled up my cup of water already, so I turn it off. I don't need to keep the sink running because I've fulfilled my needs. Or is this, I'm going to turn it off because, there's not enough water to go around. There's not enough toilet paper to go around. Buy the cheap stuff. I'm going to wear this outfit only for when I go out in public and I'm going shopping or going out for lunch or on the weekend, and I'm not going to wear it here when I'm in my office recording a podcast and no one cares and no one sees me. Because I only have so many awesome outfits that I really, really love, and this is my favorite, and if I wear it now, well, then I won't have it to wear when I want to go out this weekend. Limit, thinking, finite, scarcity. All of this then ties into what you experience in your life in wealth and financial abundance, your money, and really every area of your life. And it's all just hidden in plain sight about how you're going through the day, even in what you're doing. So yeah, what's your consciousness around your toilet paper? Look at how you go through your habits each day. How and what you eat and when and what you do. Doing dishes, doing laundry, showers, going to the bathroom. How you travel, your car. All of these things. Electricity and water. All of these things are pointers to your programming around wealth and abundance and scarcity or prosperity, or lack or possibility and infiniteness. When you pay attention and start to realize that whatever is finite and whatever you call scarce is not true, because the universe is infinite and will create always for you your energy and consciousness. So no, there is not a shortage of water or resources or anything like that. If you choose to move your consciousness to you always have enough, the universe will respond and create that for you. For you. It doesn't mean for anyone else necessarily. Everyone creates from their own energy. So yes, some people will continue to create lack and scarcity in their lives, from money to natural resources to everything in between, relationships, love, the whole gamut, health. But you can choose to create from your consciousness in abundance and prosperity and infiniteness and limitless and possibility and potential. And the universe brings that for you, for your experience of life. All right, so gonna leave it there for today, and so glad you're here. As always, shine bright, because you know what happens when you shift your consciousness and you shine bright? Others will see that, and they can see a way and be inspired to shift their consciousness as well and get out of their scarcity and their lack and get into abundance and expansion and prosperity and all the things for them, which then lifts up and raises the whole world and all of humanity and all of creation. But it starts with you. You leading yourself. You leading yourself into higher frequency and higher consciousness. So shine bright. Okay, see you in the next one.